Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here from YouTube. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Nervous Network CKB. So let's get into this. Before we do, check me out on Twitter, folks, at Real6Fig. This is where I'm dropping links to live streams, upcoming videos, things I find crypto interesting, like the Kami NFT project. So I am partnering up with them to do a giveaway on a Kami NFT. So with that said, folks, hit that follow button. So let's get right into the price action and what exactly is going on with CKB. We can see that we are really following this trend line quite nicely. The last few videos I was doing, I was kind of speculating that it was very important to get the bounce, and we did get the bounce for now. The only thing that I'm not really liking about this is the fact that we may have some sort of descending triangle, or on the positive note, I guess we could have some sort of falling wedge. And this would be nice to see, a falling wedge over the descending triangle. It just depends. This is such a close call between these two patterns, but I would say you could make the argument for both that, there might be some rejection right around this 0.021-ish cents. It would not surprise me to see CKB wander back down sub 2 penny to 0.018 levels. Now, I do think that it would be important to try to figure out when the next reversal might happen. And so with that said, we're just going to throw up a little time sequence here. I'm just going to kind of run through a few swing highs to swing lows. And interestingly enough, when we're kind of looking at this, I did notice that this January 28th level came up before, I think. So we do have somewhat of a double confirmation around that January 28th, January 31st level. And I do think that it might be an important date to pay attention to for CKB. Now, I do hope that we get this falling wedge over the descending triangle. I guess we won't really know ever what it exactly is, but I would hope that if we can get the bounce, we can get this cup and handle on the charts, which would possibly lead into some sort of ascending triangle, something like this. And I think that this spring is going to be extremely bullish for the market, similar to like it was last April, where we might just be gearing up to see some new all-time highs or the start of some upward trends, hopefully. Seems like confidence has somewhat returned to the market a little bit. I don't have the fear and greed index indicator up right now, but I would assure you, just based on what I've been seeing the last few days on Twitter, that people are starting to see a little bit of market confidence restored. Now, let's take a high level look at where this thing might be at as far as Fibonacci on a grander scale. So we can see that price action has come down to bounce twice, maybe even 3 times here off the 308 or the 382% extension level. So that is important to see that we are holding this level at this time since October of 2021. We really haven't seen price action drift lower than that. So I do hope that, if we do get this bounce, maybe we will see some resistance right around this 0.023-ish level, like we just saw back in late December. If we can get through that, we might have what I like to call a Fibonacci sliver by default. That's just where price action squeezes up against a trend line and a Fibonacci resistance or extension level. And by default, basically forces the coin or whatever asset it is that you're trading in either direction. So I think that by March, we'll have a solid understanding of where CKB is at. We may even see some sort of ascending triangle build out if we break to the upside of this falling wedge or ascending triangle. So I think that those are somewhat of, the options that are kind of going on with CKB price action for the moment, we're still sitting good. We're still above this upward trend line. And that's all that I really care about. I don't really look at price too much. I just want to know where this thing and what direction it's moving in. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is somewhat of an important asset. And we can see that Bitcoin got the bounce. We can see that it has bounced a little bit, but now when I look at this on the daily chart, what exactly am I seeing with Bitcoin? Well, it looks like people are buying the dip the last couple days. And how do I know this? Well, we can see this really thin candle body here, and that basically is telling me, or I should say short versus thin. We can see that this very short candle body with this large wick to the downside is telling me that people are buying this dip. During this session, we can see that the price has moved as low as 41,700, and people are buying this dip back up to current prices at 42,789. Now, it's been a good few days, so hopefully we continue to see this trend with Bitcoin happen. I do think that we might be paying attention to some more price points around the $46,700 level. That's where we might experience a little bit of resistance. And to the downside, man, I think that we're in for possibly a treat, or at least a retest of the $40,000 level if this fails. But just like I demonstrated on CKB, what I like to call the good old Fibonacci sliver by default, we may in fact see Bitcoin kind of ping pong around like this. And I've been seeing a lot of indicators pointing to events that are going to happen this spring in March, April, somewhere in there. So maybe that will be the point in time where we either see price break out or break down. So I think that this is a possibility, maybe to see some Elliott wave theory to the upside. There would be a good little avenue for price action as far as Bitcoin is concerned to really pass through and maybe retest this 200 moving average along the way. So I think that if we can get price action back up above this cloud, we'll be sitting halfway decent on Bitcoin. So that's really all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. We'll see you guys all on the next one.